It feels like the color got drained out of your life and you're just numb all over. Let's talk about why, but also get into a simple step-by-step plan that I've used myself as a physicist to go from zero to fully energized again. Emptiness doesn't hit you like a Mack truck, even though it may seem that way. In her book, The Gift of Intensity, Emmy Lowe wrote about why your life may be feeling empty right now. That numbness, it's what happens when your brain locks onto a story about your life, something you've come to believe about yourself or other people or how things are going to go in the future. And then it starts filtering everything through that. And over time, it keeps finding evidence to support that story until everything just feels flat, gray, and pointless. But did you know the fastest way to identify what's actually behind that numb feeling is through your dreams? And I know what you're thinking, that seems crazy because I used to think that too. But it's actually the first woo-woo thing that ever made sense to me. Maybe it's because dreams go straight to the point and show you where you're the key player in all of this. If you're not used to working with your dreams yet, that's okay. You can still use this plan because it's really super simple. Before I did these steps myself, I was feeling worthless. Actually, I was regularly triggered by a certain coworker and always felt like I had to prove myself. I could never relax because if I didn't always sound smart, I might be overlooked or forgotten. So if you feel like life has strayed from how you wanted it to look, like I felt most of my life, here's the plan so you can finally feel energized again. If you're not using your dreams, first just ask yourself what's been happening in your life that might have triggered this numbness. Maybe it's something recent like being rejected, ghosted, or disappointed, or maybe it's something deeper like feeling stuck in a career you regret or thinking that you missed your chance at something important. Whatever comes up, don't overthink it or self-edit. Let it rise to the surface. Once you have that situation in mind, I want you to look at what it makes you think about yourself. Not really how it makes you feel, but what you believe it means about you, because that's the real driver. So if you were ghosted, maybe your thought is nobody truly cares about me. If something didn't work out, maybe it's I'm a failure or it's too late for me or I don't deserve what I want. That statement right there, that's the programming. That's the thing that your brain has been quietly repeating and building your reality around. When I was working through this step myself, one of the core pieces of programming that I uncovered was I'm not important. And I did exactly what I'm about to walk you through in order to reclaim my self-confidence and really gain authority over the life that I wanted to live. Now, we're going to bring that programming statement into the light. Write that statement down on the left side of a piece of paper. There's something just really important about seeing it in front of you instead of just mentally going through it. And once it's there, you're going to start noticing something. Your brain has been collecting evidence for that statement for years. So under that statement, write down all the reasons that you believe it's true. Go back through different stages in your life, like childhood, school, relationships, work. You'll see how consistent it's been. You've probably never even questioned this statement. You've just assumed the evidence that you've gathered means that it's true. But what if it's not the full picture? Could you have been looking at those moments through a very specific lens that you developed when you were younger, when you didn't have the full picture? What if you've been trying to prove a story about yourself that's not true instead of just seeing reality clearly? So now we're going to open that up. On the other side of the paper, you're going to write a new statement. Not something fake or overly positive, but something that allows for a different perspective. So if the original was, nobody truly cares about me, the new one might be, people care about me, or I'm someone people care about, or I'm worthy of care. And yes, it might feel awkward or even wrong at first. That's normal. You're building a new pathway that hasn't been used much yet. When I did this part, my new statement was, I am important. Okay, then you're going to do the same thing again, but for that new statement. So start collecting evidence that supports it. You may think that you don't have anything, but you do. It might be small things like a friend checked in, or someone gave you extra time, or there was a moment when someone showed up for you in a way that you didn't fully register at the time because your brain wasn't looking for it. Now you're already giving yourself room to shift, because instead of your brain automatically scanning for proof that nothing matters and nobody cares, you're training it to see something different. And as that happens, the numbness starts to lift. Not all at once, but gradually. You start to feel things again. You start to notice things that are going in your favor. Life starts to come back online. And this is where I see dreams as a total game changer, because as you're doing this work, your dreams will start reflecting the shift before you can fully see it in your own life. They'll show you where you're still defaulting to the old story and where you're starting to move differently. They give you real-time feedback that you can't fake. For example, you might have a dream where you're rushing around doing everything yourself, assuming someone is about to criticize you before they even say anything. That shows you the programming right there. It's all on me, or I'm going to get it wrong. Or you might have a dream where something meaningful is trying to happen, like love or excitement, but it needs to be ignited externally, not triggered by something within you. That's your dream showing you exactly where your energy has been disconnected. So as you keep reinforcing this new perspective, writing it down, adding evidence, noticing it in your day, and watching it shift in your dreams, you're literally retraining your brain. And eventually, you won't even have to try so hard. You'll just start seeing it naturally. That's when you know the new pattern is taking hold. I did this part for several weeks, but about 2 or 3 weeks into doing it, I had this dream where someone was announcing my presence at a show. And this woman came up to me with a notepad, really focused and concerned, making sure that she was going to pronounce my name correctly. And that might sound small to you, but for me, it was huge, because one of the biggest pieces of evidence that I had for my old programming was that I wasn't important enough for people to even get my name right. So when that showed up in my dream, it was like, okay, something is shifting even before I could fully see it in my life. Consequently, I don't even care anymore if you get my name wrong. It's hard. Don't worry. You can call me Janice, Janine, Janiqua, whatever. I just don't care. Your pronunciation does not define my importance. And this, my dear friends, is how you get your spark back. Not by forcing yourself to feel excited or by waiting for something big to happen, but by changing the lens that you've been seeing your life through. Let's find your spark again. If you want help with this, you can join my free school community. You can message me directly there. Share what you're working through, or even bring me a dream. Me and my certified dream guides know exactly how to work with this and will help you navigate it. And if you're ready to go deeper, you can always work with me directly, either in one of my inner journeys or in my 6-month dream coaching. When you're actually living your life for you, not only does everything feel different, but people get to experience who you really are, and that changes everything. Please do me a favor and comment and tell me, when did you lose your spark?